Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to try to get this thing on the old 55. It's a new pan. It's the hot rod pan, but it's from eBay. Cheap, about half the price as the normal pan. I got a weld a fitting on it for the turbo, for the drain, and we don't have a weld on fitting, so we're going to use this fitting and weld it on. So I guess we do have a weld on fitting. Just ghetto. The pan that's in the car, the AN fitting is placed in this section, but that's not going to work here. I'm going to move it up forward. We're going to go check real quick, make sure that the AN fitting is going to clear everything for the steering and the cross member and everything, and go ahead and get started. We're looking pretty good if we put down right between the first two bolts. The second one, where that one is actually kind of a little bit far back, but I think we're going to be pretty good. Weird to me, I've never seen a round curved pan for an LS. I guess they do that maybe to hold a little oil here, because it's pretty shallow. I mean, I'm sure it still holds 5.5, 6 quarts, but I'm guessing that some of it gets held in this section instead of all down here, because the truck pan goes to about this level here. So, I mean, but that's basically what we wanted, because we want the car low, but we're not trying to bust the oil pan on the road. You know what's crazy is I bought this that you can see is barely ever used. I bought it from Summit Racing. This thing was like $50. It's a lot. Maybe it was $50 for two of them. I don't remember. But this was like $2 from Harbor Freight. And cuts way harder. Crazy. That's freaking nuts. Apparently these bits cut too hard because the old snap-on drill smoking. So I can either weld this thing on the outside or the inside. And thinking this time I might try my hand at doing it on the inside. It should look cleaner because like on the top side, it's going to be kind of hard to get to. So it'll just look, yeah, it'll look cleaner. Hopefully. Down these threads on here. Only because I think this has a anodized coating. And I didn't want it to get all nasty. Usually when you weld the anodized, it's basically a bunch of contamination and it won't weld right. So I got the nut flush, facing straight on the bottom. This way it doesn't have a big point sticking out and look weird. And we're gonna go ahead and try to tack it up. Got a nice little tack on there. Now I can turn this thing where I can actually get to it. The fitting is way thinner than the metal I'm welding to, and also I just made it thinner by grinding it down. So what I'm gonna do is stay on the thick stuff and just let the thin melt in with it. Hope for the best. I did touch the tungsten to it a little bit, that's why there's the black, but it's getting there. It's welding in. It's looking pretty okay. Let's turn it over and check out the backside. It's not bad. It's not gonna leak. It looks weird because there's a little teeny, I went a little big with the drill, but yeah, it's good. Also, the fittings that are usually made to weld on from the inside, they're round and they don't have, you know, the notches cut in it to put a wrench on it. So it'd actually be a whole lot bigger so you couldn't see any of the hole on the backside. Cool off a little bit while I figure out how to get this up and out so I can get the oil pan on without messing up a bunch of stuff. I'd like to take off the least amount of stuff as possible, but I don't think it's coming forward with this manifold on. This is gonna have to get moved, take off the coil packs probably. Grill's coming off and the core support I think got to come back off. I didn't want to do all this again, but as you can see, here's the steering and you see how close it is to the oil pan. Now let me turn the wheel real quick so you can see. Now we're on the oil pan. If I lift it up, it gets a little bit better, but full lock, the knuckle is supposed to touch the control arm. It's quite a bit. As you can see, it's not turned that much. And we want full range. So what we're gonna do is basically just switch the oil pan. Good thing I put everything in there finger tight for now. Alright, I got her on the old and we're gonna rip her out. That'll do. Actually thinking we're pretty well balanced right now. Oh yeah, we're good to go. Now there's a strap holding it in the back, but I'm not sure if still holding it. We'll see. I think I can actually go and let it down now. Yeah, we actually seem to be pretty well balanced. Whoa! Yep. Alright, here we have it. Oh yeah, look. Weld it on the inside, see how it's round. What I should have done was check and made sure I had everything to do the job first. Oops. All right, we're good to go. Haha. So basically we just put a little bit of this stuff in between where these gaskets align, because this corner will leak if you don't. So we got lucky and it's actually the same dipstick. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw the other pan on. Get in your hole. I'm gonna go ahead, throw a jack underneath the trans, and we're gonna see how she does. Well, you might be thinking to yourself, wow, it doesn't look like you did anything today. You're right. Actually, it looks like I'm further along than I was. The opposite way. We need to make engine and transmission mounts, but till then, this is how we're gonna get this thing to stay up here. Also, I gotta get it even so it doesn't look all crazy. We got the jack is holding it on a little bit of an angle. There we go. Let's try that out. It's looking pretty good. Center of the chassis has a couple holes right in it, so if you line it up with the crank, not bad. Doesn't look like it's tilted. And I got it just sitting on the front corners of the pan. Thinking, you know, lift it up a 1/4 of an inch or so. See how it looks. Let's check underneath. Oh yeah, that's great. I can slam this thing on the ground now. We'll do a quick steering test. Also, I jacked it up so it's easier because I got a flat tire. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there it is, huh? Perfect, wow. I've never actually bought a swap pan for one of these for the 55s. I've just used the truck pans, so this is way better. It was cheap, real cheap. So the used pan is gonna go on the Nova, which is still new, but yeah, the Nova actually has the steering is a whole lot more forward, so I think we're gonna be golden on that one. So I don't know why I've always thought that the little indent was center. Probably because I wasn't paying attention. You know, I've always lined it up from the bottom. But if you look at the hinge, this centerpiece here is actually the center of the grill, and it looks pretty good. I know on a lot of the mounts, sometimes they move the engine over for the steering. This one ain't even touching yet. So we're good to go. This is usually as far back as I do go. Usually the heads are pretty damn close. I'm going to solid mount it, so I don't really care about it even if it touched the back. If I ever needed to pull the motor out or do heads or anything, I'd just pull the whole thing apart, because no working on it inside of it. Everything's looking pretty good. I'm thinking that we'll probably replace this with one of the aluminum ones. They make them now. They're like 200 bucks. They look real nice. Me and Andrew actually made one back in the day, and it looked way better than the ones they sell, but that's okay. I'm thinking we're gonna put the radiator in the 6-cylinder spot, so it'll be sticking out about here. Then we have 4-inch intercooler, and then hopefully enough room for the oil cooler. We got a nice big oil cooler that we took off the blue truck, so that will fit perfect. Same trans, everything, so it should all just bolt up and work like it should. Hopefully the AN lines are as long as they need to be. Man, this thing's pretty cool. I like how everything just sits under the hood. Question for you guys. What do you think about either a solid color or the patina? I kind of like the patina. I do like the solid too. I'm gonna change it up, make it look a little more real. I was just screwing around with a bunch of different colors, trying to get it to look like the old GMC. This thing's pretty cool. If I could match that, that'd be perfect. Might be it for today. I'm thinking next I might start working on this yellow, get rid of it. I think I'll just do black on black and call it a day. Or maybe I'll do the black and the tan like the GMC is, see if I can get it to match. Also, I was kind of thinking about murdering it out, so I'm all over the place.